Jackson Radio Show.
Greetings and salutations. You are tuning in to the Kevin Jackson Radio Show. My name is Brett Segal, the Disgruntled Millennial. I broadcast to you live from my safe space down here in northern Florida, where I'm always free from your bigotry, racism, hatred, microaggressions, patriarchy, and your in-group preferences. Now, I've been talking a little bit about bringing people together. Donald Trump, he's a divisive character. He divides people. He's a great divider. We need to bring people together. We need to build bridges, not walls. Now, why? Why? Why do we need to do that? Why can't people just be individuals and have their little in-group preferences? Why? Why do we need to get all these different groups and bring them together? Is there something like in and of itself that is valuable about that? I mean, why? Shouldn't we be a little bit more specific and deciphering about people with whom we come together? Shouldn't we be more deciphering about who we let into our lives, about who we let into our borders? You see, leftists, they don't have standards, which they flout openly in honesty, but they hate that we do. They hate that we do have standards. They hate that we are bold enough to ask the question, is Islam compatible with Western values? I mean, they have their in-group preferences. To them, freedom is free stuff. So, of course, conservatism isn't going to jive with their view of freedom. Therefore, they think that conservatism is incompatible with Western values. People are free to associate with whom they want to associate. And if the cost of honestly pursuing this kind of freedom is that some social circles might just happen to not have a member who is a non-binary trans lesbian Muslim, I'll find a way to get over it. I will find a way to sleep through the night, and possibly one day we'll learn to live with it. Until then, I'm actually kind of glad that Trump is divisive. Or more accurately, I'm glad that Trump is showing us how unworkable togetherness for its own sake can be. Obama wanted togetherness with Iran. Is that a good idea? The American president should have in-group preferences. He should prefer Americans. He should prefer American interests. Divided from other countries around the world. Divided from oppressive cultures that breed terrorists. I want him to be divisive. I want him to prefer America with extreme prejudice. You favor your own family, right? Do a little thought experiment. If you had your son or daughter hanging off the ledge of a cliff in one hand and a random stranger in the other hand, who would you let fall to the ground if you could only hoist one up? There's your in-group preference right there. People prefer their friends. People prefer their own communities. People prefer their own countries. Divided, so to speak, from other families and other countries. Divisiveness is not such a terrible thing when you think about it in context. And we should be divisive in certain regards. Should we validate Marxism because we're afraid of being divisive? See, divisiveness gets a very, very bad rap. Yes, I do believe that people should come together. People of goodwill and rational self-interest. Rational self-interest demands that we come together with like-minded people. A man isn't an island. You don't survive in the world by yourself. You have to come together with certain people. And it's time we stop pretending that liberals really care about togetherness. Okay, these are the same bozos that brought us Obama for 2 terms, and they also brought us this identity politics stuff. Okay, these people don't care about togetherness. They don't really want to come together. So all this talk about Trump is divisive, it's all virtue signaling. Because they're the first ones to retreat into their safe space where there are people of I wouldn't say like mind, but like color. People of like color and social identity. Now, I want to know, what do you think? Do you think that we have anything to gain by coming together with leftists, like with the hardcore leftists? I mean, I'm not talking, look, I know I have to say it every time. I'm not talking about all liberals. I'm talking about the hardcore people, the people who are super duper hardcore about it. Should we come together with them? They're not coming together with us. You give them an inch, and instead of giving you an inch in return, they'll call you a racist and then try to vilify you for not giving them a mile to start with. In a compromise between good and evil, evil always wins. Good has nothing to gain from evil. And leftists are wrong about practically everything. From the grand topics like philosophy, ethics, religion, to some of the smaller topics like boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. God, the things are getting so insane. If I didn't have so much faith in the Western, the Western ideal, the Western values, I would think it's time to die because things are getting so out of control. And I mean that quite literally, okay? Nowadays, it's basically nowadays you're not a man. You're not considered a man unless you would totally have sex with someone who is a man. Now, to be a cisgendered straight person, it's like this awful, terrible thing. And how do you think civilizations happen? How do you think civilizations move from one generation to the next? By having babies. Now, if we can't even agree that boys have a penis and girls have a vagina, and that a fetus is a human being, if we can't even agree to these certain things, I mean, it sounds like a death spiral to me. People are not going to have as many kids, and the kids that are conceived are, you could just as easily abort. How is a civilization supposed to last like that? I don't know. All I know is that we can't compromise in such regards. I'm not saying cart away the trans folks. Be who you are. Do what you want to do. You do you, but let me do me too. And you have every right to demonize me. You have every right to do that. But I have every right to speak out and say, you know what? Civilization matters. Having kids matters. Language matters. And when you try to shove your language down my throat, it doesn't make me want to get together with you. It doesn't make me want to get involved in your movement when all you're doing is demonizing me. It doesn't promote togetherness. And this is what I'm saying. Leftists don't want togetherness. They want divisiveness. But they don't want the good divisiveness. Like I was talking about earlier, the divisiveness that keeps us free and that keeps us away from evil. They don't want that. Now, in order to sort of illustrate and exemplify what it is that I'm talking about, I'm going to play you a song, it's a parody of an old folk song that was rewritten by a liberal to basically proclaim and virtue signal and tell everyone how he doesn't like Trump. And it was sung by this sort of has-been, kind of never was folk singer. And she is just super duper duper hardcore in this lefty stuff. And you tell me if Christine Lavin wants to get together and promote togetherness with people.
Rows and rows of Nazi scum and Klansmen with concealed guns. To Charlottesville they all did come to sow the seeds of hate. We could not let them spread their lies, and so we quickly realized that we would need to organize and counter-demonstrate. But Trump wants to blame both sides now. Says we're just like the Klan. Somehow the man is a Neanderthal. I really don't like Trump at all. Oh, he's fine with white supremacists, but not with left-wing polemics. The media is his nemesis. He says they're a disgrace. But those who favor robes and hoods, he says they're just misunderstood.
Yeah. No. Yeah, Trump thinks that the guys who wear the robes and hoods They're just misunderstood. Trump is a Klansman, right? Oh, my God. Anyway, I only bring it up because I only bring up this folk music thing because I'm involved in the folk community. I do sound for a lot of their festivals. Really intolerant of me. I'm so intolerant. I'm a Nazi scum. According to her lyrics, that's what all Trump supporters are, right? So why on earth would a Nazi scum show up and help out a bunch of liberals who are singing liberal music? Why? Why didn't I show up with my robe and my hood? Could it possibly be because not all Trump supporters are Klansmen and racists and white supremacists? Could it possibly be? See, in order for us to come together, we have to come to an understanding about who we are first. Liberals don't want to do that, but I do. Come together with me on Twitter at ShackGeneral.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.